Alright, I promise it's not as long as it looks. It's really large print so I can read it quickly. Okay, so my story began just over a year ago, actually, in September of last year. I was doing a routine self-exam and I felt something that was a little bit off. In case you're wondering why a 27-year-old was doing a routine self-exam, my grandmother a few years earlier had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and from that point on I decided that I wasn't going to take any chances, and I vowed to myself to do self-exams. So, as I said, I found something that was a little strange, poked it, prodded it, thought, it's nothing, absolutely nothing, nothing to worry about. A few days later, still there. Took about 2 weeks of me poking and prodding before I decided to go to the doctor's office. So I stroll into the doctor's office. He feels it. He says, it's probably just a cyst. Don't worry about it, but we're going to send you for an ultrasound just to be safe. So I had my ultrasound and we got the results back. And the doctor said, still looks like a cyst, but as a matter of, routine, we're going to send you to a specialist just to have a look at it. So I went, a couple of weeks later, I guess, I got into a specialist, and I went in, and I had no idea what to expect, of course, this is all new to me. So I went in, I talked to the specialist, and they decided they were going to do another ultrasound. Had the ultrasound. From that point, they decided they wanted me to have a mammogram. So I walk in there, and this huge machine's in front of me, and I was like, oh no, this is not happening. So, had the mammogram. And after that, yeah, little pinch. After that, they decided that day that they wanted to do a needle biopsy. So I had that as well. And went home, was black and blue for a couple of weeks. Anyone who's had it knows. And a couple of weeks later, I got a call from the doctor saying, we need you to come in. And I was like, okay. They didn't tell me why. I just had to come into the doctor's office. So my boyfriend, actually, he lives long distance. He was visiting me at the time. So he took me to the doctor's. And we were rushed into the doctor's office and seated and, told to sit down. And the doctor came in and sat down and said, I'm sorry. And I said, what? You're sorry? What are you talking about? And it took me a few seconds, and then I realized he was trying to tell me that I had breast cancer. It's kind of a big shock, I'm not going to lie. I didn't hear a word he said after that, to be honest with you. If my boyfriend hadn't been there, I wouldn't have been able to get home. I was in such shock, wouldn't have been able to find my way home. So, he got me home, luckily. And from that point on, I've had a mastectomy. And I went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy, and I have had 25 sessions of radiation. And it's been quite a journey. I've been jabbed with more needles than anyone should ever be jabbed with in their entire lifetime. I have been hospitalized more times than I would like to count. And I have realized that you can indeed survive an entire week eating only poutine. Because I've done it, but I was going through chemo. That was the only thing I could eat. And it wasn't actually that bad of a week, to be honest with you. Yeah.
How's your cholesterol?
Actually, I'm a vegetarian. Yeah. So as terrible as my past year has been, it has indeed had its silver linings. I have got to spend a tremendous amount of time with my family. I moved home after I was diagnosed with my mom, who's right over there. And it's been wonderful being able to spend time with my family. My mom says that I'm her hero, but to be honest, she's shown me more courage and more patience than anyone in the entire world I've ever expected. She's taken me to all of my appointments, she's taken me to everything, and she's the one who cooked me the poutine, by the way. She's been fabulous. Also, my grandmother celebrated her 5 years cancer-free, so, yeah. And the support that I've had from the community has been absolutely overwhelming. People I didn't even know were baking me casseroles and sending over dinner every time I had chemo. You know, I had people stopping by, visiting me just to say hi, you know. How are you doing? I know you're completely isolated. How are you? And it's been absolutely wonderful, just the amount of support that you get from the community when you go through something like this. So I wanted to take a second and thank each and every one of you for coming out to functions like this. You know, if we can keep doing this and raise enough money, one day, hopefully soon, no one will have to hear the words, "I'm sorry," again. Okay? Thank you.